All right, check this out. You guys are back on the Hater World, and I'm Blue Devil. What we have going on today is a video reaction of Adam22 from No Jumper, talking about Bricc Baby. He ain't gonna give Bricc Baby no money. He ain't got no money. He's going broke. Let's not forget, a month ago he did a video saying he's going bankrupt, and now it's starting to all make sense. All right. In this video, he says Bricc Baby owes him money still, so he could not loan him any more money until he gets compensated back for what he's owed. So look, before we press play on the video of Adam22, I do want to show you this merch. It's already up on the website. As you can see behind me right there, shophaterworld.com. I couldn't fit the .com, but shophaterworld.com. Boom, boom. All right. Also, go visit Droop's website, www.shophoodstar.bigcartel.com. All right. He got merch. I got merch. We all got merch. Now you guys need merch. Other than that, what else? Yesterday we had a podcast with Sporty from Norwalk. Go check it out. I talked to Cueta today. We have something in the works. I will announce it probably Monday. All right. We did have a podcast lined up for Saturday. No more. Okay. They're coming from Atlanta. So we rescheduled it for next week. So we're going to wait off on that. What else is going on? Oh, no music live tonight. No music live tonight. Maybe, but I don't think so. Unless you guys want it, then you guys comment down below. And if we go live, we got to be playing music. So if you guys plan to request music, write it down below. And if I see the chat going off, then we'll go live. If not, we will not go live. All right? Other than that, go watch all the clips. Oh, one more thing. I did a video with Güero. It was like a late night live. I'm going to drop another one. Probably Saturday night. All right? And don't forget, Sunday we do the what is it called? Seek help segments. We're on segment number 4. So make sure you guys tune in on Sunday. With that being said, let's go ahead and watch this video. Let's see what Adam22 is talking about. Now, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Let's get to 75,000. If you're already from the squad, salute to you. You already know. Everybody hit the like button. And if you're not being notified of the content we're dropping, go to the main page, click on the bell icon, and change your notification to all. That way you're notified every time we drop content. With that being said, let's go see what the 22ster got to talk about. All right, salute Adam. He winning, and that's all that matters. Let's go.
We're back, the Adam22 channel. It's been long dormant, ignored, turned my back on it, to be totally honest. But solo content, I'm going to be real, I haven't done it in a long time, but I feel like I got something to say. I don't always want to wait for the podcast. I don't always want Lush breathing down my neck, getting in the way of my topics. Shout out to Lush. But today, you already know what I'm going to talk about. Bricc Baby, I'm coming for you. So let me explain. I was in Turks and Caicos for approximately 1 week, and it came down the pipe while I was out there, pause, that Bricc Baby had some choice words for the 22ster, and today we're going to be reacting to those words. So let's get right into it.
Hey, what's that big old deal, man? It's the Bricc, man. Why everybody laid up with they...
He needs to stop calling from prison, dog. Just figure it out, my boy. Free Bricc Baby.
feet up out there vacation and playing like they ain't got nothing for the kids, man. You already know we still keeping it strong. Nigga don't need nothing from... Hey, sometimes it be a mental test to see where a nigga hard at in his chest, man. You know what I'm saying? A motherfucker use you, abuse you, as soon as you get out the way and act like they ain't worried about losing you. You know what I mean?
Okay. So, if you didn't catch it,
let's play it one more time, dog. Let's play it one more time. Because it sounds to me like Bricc Baby should have already knew.
let's get right into it.
Hey, what's that big old deal, man? It's the Bricc, man. Why everybody laid up with their feet up out there vacation and playing like they ain't got nothing for the kids, man. You already know we still keeping it strong. Nigga don't need nothing from... Hey, sometimes it be a mental test to see where a nigga hard at in his chest, man. You know what I'm saying? A motherfucker use you, abuse you, as soon as you get out the way and act like they ain't worried about losing you. You know what I mean?
Okay. So, if you didn't catch it, this is a thinly veiled shot at the 22 stir. I was on vacation. I did have my feet kicked up.
Okay, before Adam responds, I do want to say something, right? Why is this so close to me? If Adam wasn't rocking with you before you made that call, he really not rocking with you now. I'm going to give you my take before we give Adam's take, all right? He said, people up there on vacation with their feet up, acting like they ain't got no money for the kid, right? Basically saying Adam on vacation, and he said he ain't got no money, right? Then he said they rock with you until something happens and you're out the way, and then they act like they don't care about you. Basically saying when you there, you're the homie, but when you're going through some, they don't know you. Bricc baby, Bricc baby, Bricc baby. You should have known all of this, my boy. Didn't AD tell you? Didn't you learn from Lush the very first time? Didn't you learn from everybody else that was there and ended up leaving because they felt used and abused? All right. I'm going to give it to you raw. Out of sight, out of mind. Any of you fools wanna forget an old lady you're with? Wanna forget a homie? Wanna forget some feelings? Let them go with the wind. Then roll with this phrase. Out of mind, out of sight, out of mind. I'm sorry. Which means that if you don't see them, if you don't know what they're doing, if you don't check their Instas, if you don't call them, then they're out of sight, right? Then they out your mind, my boy. They out your mind.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
All right, so the homie called me when Adam did that video talking about he was going bankrupt, right? Who remembers that video? Raise your hand. I do. He did a video where he said he was going bankrupt and he was going to end up moving to a different unit and downsize, and he didn't have a lot of money when it came to the podcast. It was slow, in which I can vouch for that. It is, right? But the homie hit me and he goes, "Hey fool, this is all a play." I go, "What you mean?" He goes, "Dog, Adam got money." He goes, wasn't he talking about he made $1 million a month off of content? Now all of a sudden all the black homies go to jail. All of a sudden all his employees, all the black homies go to jail and he's broke. He goes, "I'm going to tell you why he's broke. He's broke because he don't want to pay bail. He don't want to give them no money. So he's making a statement. So when they do hit him up, hey, what's up, 22 stir? You got a couple grand on my lawyer? Oh, dog, we going through it right here. We're going broke. We ain't got no money. We're about to go in bankruptcy, etc., etc." And I said, "Nah, Adam can't be that scandalous." Well. And look, I don't care what Adam does. I don't care if he gives him $1 or $1 million. It ain't my business, right? I'm only giving you guys my opinion from what I see. Could the 22-ster be playing a game and acting like he's broke when he's really not? Listen, dog. Sometimes we got homies that we love, but these homies fuck it up by asking for money. And sometimes you give them the money, and sometimes they never come back because they owe you the money, including family. All right, so Bricc baby should have knew all of this. Don't depend on anybody. You put yourself in that situation. You get yourself out. Now, if Adam22 is your homie, and he got it like that where he's rich, in which he is, it shouldn't hurt to pay some money. But who am I? It's not my money, and I'm not rich. So let's see what Adam22 got to say.
But let's talk about Bricc baby, and in particular, the financial side of my relationship with the Bricc, not the trick. When Bricc baby came on the platform 2 years ago, pretty quickly, the feds ran up in his crib and raided him. He needed money to get out. Now, it's been discussed at length that I fronted him an amount of money, $5,000, so that he could get out the same day that he was picked up. I know Whack 100 and a few other people have been spreading information saying that this was cap. I don't know. Honestly, the other day in the Reddit, somebody posted information saying that he really did have a bail and that was where the $5,000 went. I never really heard about it. I heard rumors in the streets that maybe this money was not required for him to be bailed out, that he didn't have a bail. But I did see these screenshots in the Reddit that make it seem as if he did have a bail. I didn't make a big deal out of it. I gave him the money, had to get him back out on the streets. I knew that he had potential. I knew that I could take him from being a marginal figure in the LA podcasting space to being one of, if not the most talked about person in the podcasting space, which is exactly what has happened over the course of the past couple of years. Never asked him for the money back. Never asked for it. You feel me? Now, to his credit, for like 2 years after that, he did not ask me for any additional funds.
Now that's dope. Look, okay, so people can look at this two ways, right? They can look at it in the way like this. Bricc Baby needed some money. Adam22 gave it to him because he saw potential. He didn't want him to go to jail because he saw that, all right, this homie can do good on the podcast. He gonna make some money. We can make some money. We can do some dope content. $5,000 ain't shit. I'm rich. Here you go. Now, Bricc Baby, I'll tell you like this. I'll tell you what I would have done. If I would have borrowed that money, I would have came back and paid Adam. Boom. Whether it was a month, 6 months, I would have been like, hey, here's that money I owe you. Even though you got money, dog, it feels good when people give you back the money they owe you. You know, there's times where people will ask money for me, and we're talking about before when I had a legitimate, full-blown business, right? I would have homies that would ask for money, and I have homies that would never even give it back. I wouldn't even expect it back. It was like, whatever, keep it, whatever. I mean, it's not life-changing money anyways. A couple $100, $50, 200, 300, whatever, right? But there was times where I will loan out a couple $100 and they will slide me back the money. And that shit felt good. Like, I didn't need it, but it feels good that you actually give a fuck. And I'd be like, nah, if we just keep it, it's all good, don't trip. You know, depending on which homie it was. You know, there's some homies that you know ain't got it like that. And then you know there's homies that do got it, but are just going through something. The ones that are going through something, you know that once they're on their feet, they're rocking and rolling. But then you got homies that don't have it and really don't ever have it. Those are the ones where I'll be like, fool, just keep it. It's all good. You need it more than me. Not to be disrespectful, you know. So it would have been dope if Bricc Baby would have slid the money back. That means that now in the future, Adam will be like, oh, that fool did the right thing. He got me again. But some homies act like if you forget, I forget.
So from my perspective, you know, I was just like, okay, whatever. This is part of doing business. I gave him the $5K. I'm not going to bring it up again. And over the course of those 2 years, my prediction did come true. Bricc Baby basically soared to new heights, became one of the most talked about people in the community. And as far as our relationship, I would like to think that we actually became something like friends. We got closer and closer, spent time hanging out various times, went out to a lot of different parties and stuff, basically formed a relationship that honestly was a little bit more developed than the type of relationship that I've formed with most of the hosts that No Jumper has had over the years. Fast forward to a couple months ago, Bricc Baby reaches out to me again, asks if he can borrow a couple $1,000s for, I don't know, he's like moving into a new spot or some shit like that. I said, okay. Didn't even bring up the fact that I had let him borrow this $5,000. I figured after 2 years, you know, shit, whatever. So
all right, now look, people are looking at this like, well, Adam's rich. Still, dog, it's your money, right? Now, Adam said after 2 years, he never got paid, and he still loaned them more money. Because Adam still saw that he was a valuable asset. Like, I made a lot of money off the homie, even though I pay him his wage. We still making a lot of money. So it's nothing, right? But the thing is that if you continue to do it, fool, it's never going to end. 1,000 here, 1,000 there, 1,000 here. When does it end? You feel what I'm saying? Now, if a motherfucker's going through a bad time, here you go, right? So Bricc Baby was asking money for probably non-important things. Don't forget that he robbed a Tweaker Raider for a whole 2 piece, 2 pounds? Yeah, 2 pounds. He robbed Tweaker Raider for £2 and never got his money back. Imagine that. That's wild. How do you get robbed for 2 piece? Ooh. Did you get your piece back? How you let somebody rob you? Oh yeah, we not forgot that that whack also took your watch and your chain. Damn. Damn.
I let him borrow this additional $2,000-$3,000. I forget what it was. And then very soon after that, like I'm talking like a week later.
The world is focused on the possibilities of AI.
Hey, I'm gonna get Premiere or YouTube Red, whatever it's called. I'm gonna get it in a couple of days, all right? We can't go through this shit no more, bro. We gotta be
By the
professional.
feds, right? Ever since then, there's been murmurs. Later, he gets picked up by the feds, right? Ever since then, there's been murmurings, people wondering, what is Adam22 going to do to help out Bricc in this situation? Now, from my perspective, I'm $7,000-$8,000 in the hole in terms of money that I have let you borrow, which I'm not really the kind of person who lets people borrow money all the time. Like, of everybody who's ever worked for me, I honestly don't think I can think of a situation in which any of them have borrowed money from me. Like, that's just not really the kind of relationship that I like to have with people who work for me. You know, if it is an emergency, okay, we could do something. But for the most part, it's just not really how I get down. You know, it's like I just don't, I don't like to have that kind of thing going on. I pay you for your service and you do the job.
That's
and we're
it.
good. But as far as taking out loans consistently, constantly, I'm not really into it. That being said, it was.
If Bricc Baby would have paid back the first one, I feel that Adam would have paid for his lawyer because the homie's doing the right things. But sometimes it feels like you're getting taken advantage of. You know, not only that, dog, but when you got a homie that's rich, you're not supposed to use up your favors. You get like one or two favors with like the homie that's balling, the homie that got paper, the homie that got the plugs. You don't be using your favors for nothing, dog. You got a white man like Adam on your team, homie. You know you got that little favor tucked away, my boy. If I ever need it, I'm gonna come holla at you. $2,000. Bricc Baby ain't got $2,000. Bricc Baby ain't got $5,000 for bail. Now he seems like Swifty Nalgas. Swifty Nalgas couldn't even pay $3,000 bail. All that shit he talks, but he couldn't spend $3,000 for bail. His little boyfriend couldn't even bail him out. That little R&B singer. You know, that's crazy. But they worried about me having $10,000. Sad, sad, sad. Bricc Baby didn't have $2,000. Let's go. Free the Bricc, man. Maybe he was just finessing Adam. We don't know. I could be talking out my ass.
Only 2 times throughout our relationship so far. But I say all that to just set the stage. Then he gets locked up, and people are pretty much automatically, you know, suggesting in the comments, people talking about it on podcasts, is Adam going to pay for his lawyer? Is Adam putting money on his books? Whatever. And I'm going to be real with you. For like the first month that he was locked up, he didn't ask me for shit. He didn't say anything about it, which I kind of appreciated because I feel like if I just gave you $2,000 like immediately before you got locked up, it is kind of weird for you to get locked up and then be like, hey, like, can I have even more money, especially given this prior debt? Because my thing is like, if you want to get an official verdict on how I'm willing to help you out financially in addition to what I've done for you previously, I feel like you should be upfront about that. I've talked to Bricc on the phone a whole bunch of times since he's been locked up, including like the day before this video came out, and it was none of this energy at all. And in addition to that, we've got people like Sharp, who...
Okay, I don't give a fuck about Sharp. So basically what he's saying is this, like... Basically what he's saying is this. Don't ignore the fact that you owe me money, dog. Be like, hey, fool, look, I need a lawyer. I know I owe you some money. Don't trip. When I get out, I get on my feet. If you want it back, I'll work it off or I'll shoot it to you. You know, I don't know why Bricc Baby wouldn't be like, hey, fool, look, I need $5,000 for the bail, like the first amount. Just take a little bit on my check. Or I'll work like a month for free or whatever. But then if you're just depending on the podcast to pay your bills, then that wouldn't work. But I wish Bricc Baby would have paid him back, because then you got a favor in the bucket right there. But then again, Adam, you could look at it this way too, right? Like, Adam got money. Bricc Baby going through something, right? He needs some help right now, right? And you papered up. So if you can help the homie, why not help the homie? You're probably never gonna see the money back. But again, that's Adam's money. That's what he does. Can't nobody tell him what to do. He don't gotta give nobody shit, especially if he don't owe you shit. So all I'm gonna say is this: everybody out there watching, if you got a rich friend, don't be using up your favors on $1,000 to buy some dope. Ask your homie that's rich, hey fool, how can I get on? Is there anything that I can do that you think can generate millions? Well, can you help me get to the bag? Is there anything I can do that can put me on so that way I can get some M's? Don't be a leech. Don't be a leech, dog. Bring something to the table, homie. With that being said, salute to everybody. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that Adam should pay for Bricc Baby's attorney or do something for him? Or do you think that every man's a man and they should stand on their own? With that being said, leave it down below in the comments. Let me know if you want me to go live tonight. Let me know what's going on. All right. And with that being said, salute to everybody. Salute to the squad. Make sure you subscribe down below. And we out.